The Airport Divisional Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit in Accra has arrested 2 nannies for allegedly administering sleep-inducing substances to twin toddlers in their care. According to Superintendent Julian Obeng, head of the Public Affairs Unit, the suspects were arrested after the mother of the children, a 40-year-old businesswoman, filed a complaint in September 2025.
Francisca Boachi, who is 30 years and a student nurse from Konongo in the Ashanti region, and Harriet Ansah, 31 years from Jasikan in the Oti region. These persons have been arrested for allegedly administering sleep-inducing drugs to their employees' 2-year-old twins, who are boys here at East Legon, Accra. The businesswoman, a 40-year-old who is a complainant, reported to the police that she had observed unusual drowsiness and behavioral changes in her 2 sons during the month of September 2025. Now, subsequent inquiries revealed that the nannies had been administering a medication suspected to be used in their daily milk for the past 7 to 8 months. And they do this without the consent of the employer, that is the complainant. And this, they say, makes the children sleep for extended hours so they could attend to other house chores. Police investigations has further revealed that one of the accused persons, Harriet Ansah, who has administered to mixing the drugs or the suspected substance in the children's food, claims she inherited the practice from her colleague Francisca Boachi. She also confessed to subjecting the children to other forms of abuse, including hitting their heads with fire and calling them derogatory names such as chimpanzee, amongst others. Both accused persons have been working for the complainant for the past 8 months. A search conducted in the accused person's room led to the retrieval of 2 used and 4 unused trays of substances in sachet packs suspected to have been used in the acts aforementioned. Now, all of these exhibits have been retained for forensic examination. Both accused persons have since been cautioned, charged with the appropriate offences, and have been remanded into police custody to reappear on the 20th of October 2025. The Regional Police Command strongly condemns such inhumane acts against children and urges parents and guardians to remain vigilant in the supervision of domestic staff. Further updates on the case will be communicated.
Juliana Obeng there. Well, let's engage a medical doctor on this. Dr. Yao Safo joins me in studio for some education on it. Dr. Safo, we're grateful for your presence here on our desk, but this is really worrying that you leave children in the care of somebody you're even paying.
Right. And
this happens. What could be the implication of this in drugs on the children?
Right. So, Mamisi, it's very unfortunate that something like this happens. The world has changed. So parenting has gone through some changes.
Yeah.
And you need some people to care for young ones. And so bringing people into your home, you need, we don't go to that extent of doing background checks, police and all that, and getting to know the minds of people.
Yeah.
But although we don't know, we heard from the story, but we're not sure what the substance is. From where I sit, I know that we use certain substances to induce sleep, drowsiness, relieve anxiety.
Yeah.
And most people will call these things sleeping pills. All right? But they don't necessarily cause only sleep. Before you sleep, you become drowsy.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised looking at the circumstances. The nanny wants to have peace and quiet, for want of a better expression, and therefore they would get a bunch of these things, which are controlled substances. When we talk about controlled substances, it means these substances have the potential to induce both physical and psychological dependence.
Okay.
It means you go onto it and it's very difficult for you to function without them.
Right.
All right. So this particular medicines or class of medicines are controlled, and therefore can only be issued by prescription. Unfortunately, our enforcement and regulatory framework in Ghana is not that strong. I've been practicing for almost 20 years. And I know people can walk into pharmacy shops.
Pharmacies and just buy sleepy
or
pills.
community pharmacies or whatever, and just grab these things. But first and foremost, these things are controlled, but they are out there as well. So that is what I am thinking about that they give to these children. In giving it to even adults, it relieves anxiety, it causes drowsiness, it can induce sleep. But if you go beyond the acceptable limits, then there are very, very serious side effects that can happen.
Right.
And I'd like to share some of those side effects with you, which are very, very worrying. The first one is drowsiness. I think we heard that from the clip we saw from the police, that the parents saw drowsiness. The children are always, or the toddlers.
Is it the drowsiness we know about? How do you define drowsiness?
Right, so when we talk about drowsiness, we're talking about sleepiness.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
So at certain times in the day, we all feel very sleepy, and other times of the day, you expect the person to be active and going about their normal duties. But if you come in the afternoon, you expect these children, toddlers,
to be jumping around
the whole place. But they're not. They feel like it's 9 p.m. and they're struggling to stay awake. So drowsiness is one of the first things. The second thing is weakness, muscle weakness.
Okay.
These drugs generally can cause muscle weakness. So fatigue is one of those things where the child doesn't play because you need your muscles to be strong for you to be able to run around and jump around. So they are alert, but they're always telling you they feel weak and too tired to do anything. The third thing is problems with coordination.
Right.
All right. And this will lead to falls.
What's that?
Falls, accidental falls.
Okay, falls.
So these children will fall, trip over and fall. And you may think that, there was something in the way and that's why they fell. So if the child keeps having repeated falls, it may be because they have one of these substances
they've been drugged.
on board. They've been drugged with these agents that we talk about. So problems with coordination, very, very important. Then they also experience memory problems. All right? These class of drugs, they can induce what we call short-term memory problems. They're short-term, but if you're giving it every day, and because these are long-acting agents, then you get this long, drawn-out memory lapses. I don't know how old these toddlers are, but they should have some degree of memory. And if you're a parent and you think that your child is experiencing memory lapses, then it may be also as a sign.
This is serious.
And then lastly, they may have withdrawal symptoms. All right. When they've been given the drug continuously for a period, then when you abruptly stop it, the body needs it. The body has become.
So are you saying that children, these are toddlers?
Yes.
Even though we don't know their specific ages, but could it be that they become dependent on these drugs even at this early age?
Yes. Absolutely. So that's why we call it, a drug of dependence. It can cause physical dependence and it can also cause psychological dependence.
When you say psychological dependence, what does that mean?
Yeah, so physical dependence means that you experience physical symptoms if you don't have it.
Okay.
Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, because you don't have it. When you take it in, then all those things stop. It's just like alcohol when people withdraw. Then psychological dependence, physically there's nothing wrong with you, but your mind is craving for it. You have this craving for it. You do anything. You sell something that you have just to be able to go and get it. So it's playing with your mind and it's telling you, I need it, I need it. But the physical dependence is what is really terrible. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Can happen if you stop it abruptly. So the parents will see this and say, let me stop giving a child that. And then all these terrible physical symptoms would ensue. And then you would wonder, what's going on? I stopped and this is what's happening. And that's what dependence is all about.
So how then will a parent, how is this resolved? Is there a way to get the children off it? If they become dependent on these drugs? First and foremost,
as a parent, you must have eyes at the back of your head, sides of your head, and in front.
How do you
literally,
Wow.
We shouldn't take certain things for granted anymore. The world has changed.
Yes.
Before you bring nannies
Anyone.
or carers into your home, please do a background check, possibly a police background check.
Okay.
All right. You must have certain things at home. Have CCTV cameras at home. You are not there, but you must have eyes. These days, you can have these things on
your phone. Yes.
You know, so as parents, we all have to take active steps to prevent it from happening. Make sure you don't keep medicines, you know, at home. If you have to keep medicines at home under lock and key, you know, when you come back home also, be smart. Check certain things. You know, you have a nanny, go into their room. You know, because when the police did a search, I think they found
the drugs.
Yes,
some
remnants
of them,
it.
and some that haven't
So,
even been used.
As a parent, you have to be a detective. So that's how it starts. But I mean, you see, when for these children, we don't know how long they've been on it. The duration will tell us about the onset of dependence.
I suspect they'd been on it for some time because it was the symptoms that actually alerted their mother.
I know they're doing it because the nannies want them to sleep. So that they...
But could it be fatal? Are there instances that these drugs administered could be fatal?
Absolutely, depending on the dose. The dose makes the difference, all right? So it can cause respiratory depression, meaning the rate at which you breathe may drop. Means if you're not breathing well, then we know what can happen. You're not getting enough oxygen into your blood, and your cells need oxygen, particularly your brain cells. And sometimes, so if you add certain combinations to this drug, then it can even worsen it. So yes, it can cause respiratory depression depending on the dose, and that may be a killer.
This is serious, Doc. Parents, well, I believe they are watching us right now and they have to take decisions on this. But Doc, we're very grateful for your time. Any last words you would like to add?
So last thing is that poisoning, or the risk of poisoning, especially in children, is very, very real. And therefore, as parents, we have to be able to identify the hazards of poisoning and make sure that we take them out. But please, 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 anybody you bring into your home as a nanny, get a police background check on the individual.
Thank you so much. Dr. Yao is educating us on these controlled drugs that are being administered to toddlers in East Legon. Thank you so much. Well,